Hi there, hope you have a fantastic day today. This lesson, I will teach you how to fire primitive functions. Of course, there is a PDF versions on the description below for you to download so you can work with me. Otherwise, let's go straight into it. Let's say we have a functions that is y is equal to 1 over n plus 1 f of x power of n plus 1. So don't forget n plus 1 is a constant, okay? So to differentiate this, I use power angle trick. So I differentiate the power and then I times by, differentiate the angle, and then I times by the differentiations of trig functions. And there's no trig function, so I ignore that, okay? So let's just differentiate the power first. So the power is n power 1. So what we do, and we bring the n plus 1 down, and then we less 1. Okay, so that will give me, so y dash is equal to n plus 1 and times by 1 over n plus 1. F of x power of n plus 1, we less 1 becomes n. So that's n. And then we differentiate the angle. So the angle is f of x. So therefore, to differentiate f of x, it will give me f dash x. Then we ignore the trig because there's no trig function involved. So that's it. So what I do now is I just simplify this. So I can just bracket this and this cancel out. So that will give me equal to f dash x. I just write this in front and then we times by f of x power n. F of x power of n. So there you go. So therefore, if we integrate f dash x, f of x power n dx, so that will give us this function here. So 1 over n plus 1 f of x power of n plus 1. Or you could write like this. So if I integrate f dash x times f of x power n dx, so that will give me, so I just add 1 to the power, so that is f of x power of n plus 1. And don't forget, we divide by whatever that is, n plus 1. So that is at a constant. So there you go. So this also is the same as 1 over n plus 1 f of x all power of n plus 1 at a c. So please keep this in mind for me, okay? We're going to use this for the rest of the lesson. So let's just go through a couple examples. First one. So let me just write this down. So y dash is equal to 3x squared x to the power 3 minus 1 all power 3. So if we differentiate this, that will give us 3x squared. So 3x squared is this. So that is f dash x times f of x. So let me just write this down so you can follow with me. So f of x is equal to x to the power 3 minus 1. And we differentiate this. So f dash x is equal to 3x squared. So this is f dash x. And this is f of x power of n. But n is 3 in this case. So we know the rule. And the rule is integrate f dash x. And we times by f of x power of n dx, of course, respect to x. And that will give us 1 over, we add the index, which is the power, that is n plus 1, and we divide by that, okay? So n plus 1, f of x, n plus 1. And don't forget, we need to add a constant. So this means that y is equal to, so n plus 1, that is 3 plus 1, give me 4. So 1 over 4, and times by f of x. So f of x is x to the power 3 minus 1, and then the power of 4, because it's 3 plus 1 is 4, and we add a constant. So there you go. Part B. So again, let me just write this down. Y dash is equal to 2x plus 3, 2x squared plus 6x plus 7, power of 7. So if we differentiate this, so let me just write this down. So that is f of x. So f of x is equal to 2x squared plus 6x plus 7. So we differentiate this. So f dash x give me 4x plus 6. And then if I take the common factor out, so the common factor for this is 2. So that will give me 2x plus 3. And this is f dash x, of course. And if you think about it, okay, this is this function here. So therefore, if I divide by both sides by 2, and this is divided by 2. So divide by 2 is exactly the same as time by a half. So makes it easier. So I just write here, time a half. So this cancel with that. So that is a half of f dash x is equal to 2x plus 3. So this is a half of f dash x. So let me just write this down. A half of f dash x. And times by f of x and power of 7. Okay, so this is power of 7. Then to integrate this, and we know the rule. Okay, so the rule is integrate f dash x times f of x power of n dx. That will give us, so we add 1 to it. So that means f of x power of n plus 1. And we divide it by n plus 1. So that is exactly the same as 1 over n plus 1. And don't forget, we need to add a constant. So therefore, this will give me a half. And then to integrate this, so that is y equal, so n plus 1. So n is 7. So with plus 1 is 8. So we times by 1 over 8 times f of x power of 8. So f of x is 2x squared plus 6x plus 7, power of 8. And don't forget, we need to add a constant. And what I do now is I just simplify this. So we just go a half times 1/8. So 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 8 is 16. So that will give me 1 over 16, and then 2x squared plus 6x plus 7. Power of 8, we add a constant. So there you go. Part C. So again, let me just write y dash is equal to the function first. Y dash is equal to 4x times x squared minus 3 power of 4. So this is f of x. Let me just write this down. So f of x is equal to x squared minus 3. So to differentiate this, so f dash x is equal to 2x. So then if you double the f dash x, will give me this. So what I do, I times 2. So that means 2 lots of f dash x is equal to 4x. So this means that this is equal to 2 lots of f dash x. Correct? And then that is f of x power of 4. And the rule is, if we integrate f dash x, f of x, all power of n dx, of course. So that will give us, so equal to the n, we just add 1 to it. So that becomes f of x, all power of n plus 1. And we divide by n plus 1. So we could just write in this form, that is exactly the same as 1 over n plus 1. And we add a constant. Don't forget. So now we just write down the constant of this is 2, and we times. So now n plus 1. So n in this case is 4. So we add 1, become 5. So we times by 1 over 5 f of x, that is x squared minus 3. And power of 5. Don't forget. and then we need to add a constant, of course. So now what I do is I just simplify this. Now to simplify this, we just go 2 times 1/5. So that is 2 over 5. So that is x squared minus 3 power of 5. And we need to add a constant, of course. So that is y. Okay, don't forget. So therefore, y is equal to this. And there you go. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.